All right, guys, I got a subscriber, Scott Burns, that was asking about, I think he was wanting me to put my back window trim, stainless trim on. I'm nowhere near ready for that. All of my pieces need to be sanded and polished except my brand new corner pieces. So there's work to do before I even get to that point. Right now I'm working on my engine. So I'm going to throw in some tips here on installing a back glass in your 55, 6, or 7 Chevy. Now, first off, I'm going to say, they're a different stainless trim from a 2-door hardtop to a 2-door or 4-door sedan. So 4-door hardtop I have zero experience with. From just looking at them in person, they don't look like any of the pieces are the same as a sedan or a hardtop 2-door. So anyway, the back glass on these cars, this to me is my most hated thing when reassembling a car after paint. I hate putting the trim on because it is in my opinion, the highest potential to get a chip. And I'm not trying to scare you. There is one thing that will save your paint. It's cheaper to buy tape than it is paint. So I use painter's blue, the wide, and I will go around the back of the car and I will put it just barely over the edge of that very top piece right there, just barely over the edge. I don't want to put it way down on there because once the trim gets on there, you'll probably never get it off there. I'll just barely get it to where it just rolls over the edge just a little bit. And I will put that tape all the way around the car. And trying to put that wide tape around the corner is not too fun. I usually tear off, like 2-inch pieces and then just the corners are all patched together. But anyway, on the bottom, you'll do pretty much the same thing. Just put it right up here on that edge of that deal right there. Now, the first thing before you put the back glass in the car is you want to put your trim clips on the body first. These have to be on there before the back glass goes in or your trim will not go on. Now, on these cars, I do not know if all the cars have them, but all the ones that I have done it, they do. When the back glass is out, you have a pinch weld that sticks up there. It's 2 pieces of sheet metal put together, and that's what these clips snap onto right there. This part clips onto that. The ones I have all done on the pinch weld, the 2 pieces of sheet metal together, there's a square cutout. So when you stick your head around the side of this inside part of the pinch weld and look, you'll see square cutouts. That's where these trim clips go. Now, here's where it gets odd. You'll see a lot of these cars at shows, and sometimes you'll see the trim is popped out from the body. It won't snap in there. What I always do is put at least 1 extra trim clip on here. So, I mean, 2 would be probably not a bad idea as well, but I will try to put 1 extra on there. The problem is if you don't have a square cutout in your trim back there to put an extra clip on, it kind of misshapes the clip when you put it on. So that you have to do work to that clip to get it to work. So what I will usually do is I will find something and force it down in there, like this little pick is perfect for that. I would force that pick down in there. I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, but I would force that until it got all the way at the top up there, and then I would take a pair of pliers and I would bend this that way, like bend this down as hard as you can. That way it's a little bit wider slot for it. And the other thing you're going to have to do after you do that, what I usually do, I will clip pliers onto this part like that. I will clip those pliers on right there, and then I will take another pair of pliers and I will grab the top and I will bend it away from this part. That way it basically makes the bottom part right here, makes it down further to the body, because when you go to shape it on this, if that clip is up in the air, like up off, it is not going to hold the trim in there. So you do have to modify those a little bit. Now, the bad thing is when you buy a trim clip set, you don't have any extras. So it is a good idea if you have a couple of good used originals to reuse those. But definitely put an extra one in the corner, at least 1, and that will get you by. Now, before I put the trim and the trim clips on, I would check fit the stainless and make sure, unless you pulled that car apart and that's the stainless that came with it, you don't need to check it. But in some cases, you'll buy a gutted out car, the, you know, the back glass and all the stuff's out of it and the trim's gone, and you may find some stainless at a, you know, a swap meet or something, and it'll say on there 55 Chevy or whatever, and you think it's going to be the same, and it's not. Two-door hardtop is different from two-door sedan or four-door sedan. Two-door and four-door sedan are the same. Hardtop is all its own. So I'm going to show you that right here. This is the piece that goes all the way across the top of the back window. This is for a sedan. This one is for a hardtop. So I'm going to stick the sedan one on top. I'm just going to kind of generally try to get it there. See the difference in length? The sedan one is shorter by about an inch, inch and a quarter or something on each end. Don't quote me on them. I'm just estimating on the differences. So hardtop is longer than sedan. Now here is the lower corner pieces. This is what I call a kick. These hardtop ones have a kick right here. I mean, that is very evident if you're looking side of that. See the difference? It's also the hardtop shorter, but there is a hardcore kick that just kicks up right here. Sedan doesn't have that. It's nice and curved. But another way of looking at it, if you don't notice this, you'll notice that sedan curves a little bit. It flows out that way. So that is the difference between hardtop and sedan. Your trim divider is the same. So keep that in mind. Be sure and put that on at least one of the pieces. It doesn't matter which one it goes on. Make sure you put it on one side before you put the other one in, or you'll never get that clip back in there. So, I mean, you will, but you'll have to pull your trim back off a little bit to get it on there. Now, here's the corner pieces that go up here in the corner. I would definitely check the fit of these first. Just stick them up there. You don't have to bolt them on. Just stick them up there and make sure they contour your body here and your body down here. These are different from two-door sedan, four-door sedan to hardtop. This is hardtop. This is sedan. So I'm going to stick this up here just like this. And I'm going to try to put that. I've got it pretty well even right here on this corner. And when I pull that straight, see the one on the bottom for the hardtop, it's a little bit tighter of a bend than the sedan. So be sure your trim corners are the ones for your car. That tape will save your life. Now, on the ceiling side of it, on your glass, this is what I do. Everybody's different. I've seen guys put this stuff on the pinch weld itself of the body, and I've seen guys put it on the rubber. I've even seen guys put it on both. I will usually take this 3M strip caulk, which you can buy at just about any parts store. This is always on the shelf at my local O'Reilly's and my Advance Auto. This is 3M strip caulk. This stuff, I want to say, is like 30 bucks or 40 or something stupid. It's pretty ridiculous. All it is butyl, is all it is. It's just sticky, goopy stuff. But it comes in strips, and you just peel one off and stick it down there in the rubber, and then when you stick the other one up there, just kind of squish the ends together and just carry on all the way around. There's plenty enough to do there. It's 20 yards, but I usually just put it in the rubber. And then this is how I put a window in. I always do my windshields and my back glasses by myself right here. I will take the back glass and I will stick it down on the pinch weld right here on the bottom first, and then I'll lay the glass forward. And of course, it doesn't always fall in. It's usually you can stick your hand down in through there on the corners. And this is my window installer right here. Now, I have another one that I looked for it and I can't find it. I usually take this 90-degree pick and I will cut it down to where it's not so sharp it pokes you, because I don't want it poking the rubber. And then I'll soften it up with a piece of sandpaper or a Scotch-It disc or something, you know. But I will go inside the car and I will take that pick and I will stick it up under that rubber, and then I'll just work it up and down, you know, and start working my way one way. And I'll get to about right here, and then I'll go back to the middle on this side and go a little ways over. And then I'll come out of the car and I'll come up here and I'll kind of whack on the top of the glass up here and up here. And then I'll go back and I'll work on this corner. And then I'll go back and do that corner. And then I'll come back out and I'll hit on the glass up here. So you can eventually get that window in with this. And I can tell you, I can usually get a window in about 5 or 7 minutes by myself with a pick. So, and then once you get it popped in there, you need to kind of hit around on it a little bit. You need to check your gaps, you know, both sides from the rubber to the body. Make sure it's even all the way around. But it's not too bad. But, you know, I'm always by myself here, so I've always had to do stuff by myself. Now, the way I learned was with a piece of rope, you know, a piece of rope, and you stick it in there and you cross over, and, you know, then you go to pull the rope. Sometimes that rope will pop out. You got to pull the glass back out to reload the rope. I learned that, me and my brother, Don, we did that on a 55, my very first 55. I had never put a window in before, a windshield with a rubber seal like that on before, and he had. So we used some rope that my dad had in the garage, and we put it in there, and between both of us, we got it in there, and we done the windshield as well. So it's pretty awesome to learn something like that from, you know, people. I always remember who showed me something, which I think is kind of cool. But I have, since the early 2000s, been using a pick. It's just, for me, it's easier, it's faster. But, and you know, the rope don't pop out, you know what I mean? Because you get that window, you know, halfway or 3/4 of the way in, and it pops out. You got to, you know, reset that rope. But you can do however you want. I'm just telling you, that's my general consensus on it. But I will tell you, don't be scared. It's not that bad to do, but I would definitely tape the body. Now, if your car was painted with the glass still in the car, so they just went around it and masked it off when they painted it, I would be very cautious of putting tape on that, because that edge up in there is probably not prepped very well. When you pull that tape, it's going to pull the paint. Now, if your car was painted without all the glass in it, I would put the tape on. I wouldn't use regular masking tape. I would use the painter's blue because it doesn't stick very well. If you're still nervous about it, take the tape, you know, pull off about a foot-long piece and put it across your clothes or something, and then stick it up there. It kind of detacks it, basically, is what it does. But I'm just trying to give as many tips and ideas as I can, guys, but I cannot stress enough, but definitely make sure you do have the correct trim, and also put that extra clip in the corner or you will be sorry. You know, you do have to modify, if you still have your old clips, you do have to modify the clips. You have to make that spot wider. Let's see if I got one in here that I've tried to hammer on there without working it. Probably not. Because that pinch weld with two pieces together is pretty thick, and you know, that's why the factory put little square cutouts in there for these clips to go in there, so you're only on one piece of sheet metal. But yeah, I don't have one, it looks like. But anyway, guys, I hope it helps. Scott, good luck. Don't be scared, man. It's not that hard to do. But just the tape and the extra clip, that's my biggest advice. You can put the butyl strips, the strip caulk, on the body, on the pinch weld, or the rubber, or you can do both. I usually just kind of stick it down on the edge of the rubber, because once you get it put in there, it kind of pushes it up anyway. But these cars, I mean, technically were designed to leak a little bit. That's why they have drains down in the body, which a hardtop doesn't. Actually, it kind of does, but not like a sedan. A sedan has that rubber tube, you know, that goes from the back here down in there, because there's a drip channel down in there, kind of like the windshield, which you're not going to be able to see on this car anyway. But I would have showed this on my four-door, but I have it covered up with a tarp, and it's all strapped down, so the window's out of it. I could have showed a lot of stuff on there, but I've got to get to work on this. But I wanted to do this video really quick. Sorry it took so long to explain all this, but hopefully it helps somebody out. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, I got a couple more things I want to add in here. So on that stud right here that, you know, goes through on the body, on the hole in the body, I've had one of these cars. That's why I always pre-fit these to the car before I put the window in. I've seen a car before that the holes were a little bit further down, so the clip or the corner piece didn't quite go up there right. So I opened up the hole a little bit bigger. Now you always want to put butyl on that. Put a little bit of butyl on the body, on that over the hole, and then slide this through it. And then I usually put just a little bit more butyl on the other side of it, and then tighten the nut to it. It just kind of seals it up there, because you can imagine all the rain and the stuff that would get on the car when you're washing your car. The water's going to run right to that first before it winds up down here. So be sure and put butyl on that. Now, here's the other thing I probably need to stress a little bit more. Your trim clips, make sure they are touching the body right there. Make sure they are touching. If they're sticking way up, they're not going to hold the trim in there. So when you put them clips on, make sure that part is touching. If it's not, you need to pull it back off, and you need to do the plier trick and, you know, bend it to make sure when you snap that on there, this is touching the metal part of the body. And it's basically the curved piece right here. that little curved piece right there. Make sure that part is touching the body. If it's sticking up, it won't hold the trim in place.